And we're back with another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And you know what? Made an executive decision. We're not just going to do these repairs. We're also going to do another build, but we're going to go all out. And we need something with 108. We need a tower with 180 millimeter power supply. So we're going to go with this Antec here, the one that we used normally before we got the other one. And we need a motherboard and a power supply, or a processor. So for the motherboard, we're just gonna go with kind of the usual suspects here. I just want to see. We could go with maybe a Coffee Lake at 4,000 megahertz. It's cheap. And then let's look at Coffee Lake processors in general. Cheapest one is 170. A little pricier than we normally would want to spend, but that's fine. Because we're going to put the beastly shit that we are holding on to in this rig. So we're spending, about $300. But it's going to be worth so much once we get it built. So that's why I'm okay with this. All right, good day. It's time for an upgrade. It's time for me to upgrade my PC. I'm a bit obsessed with performance. Does 4066 sound reasonable for a benchmark score? I need 8 gigs of RAM. I never cleaned it out. Is that okay? Can you get it done quickly? His budget is pretty poor, but he wants 8 gigs of RAM at... Okay, so 4 gigs at 3,000. Here's what I would say. He's got 2 okay cards in there. His processor's standard. He doesn't have to get very high, so changing the video cards is pointless as far as I'm concerned. So what I'm thinking is the better deal is to just outright get a good power supply. So let's and the memory, but we could probably go with 8 gigs outright. Well, let's just buy what he's got. 4 gigs at 3,000 and see how much we're really saving. I believe is that the one? Black 4 gigs, 3,000, yeah. So 275 minus, I think that was 65. It's 210. We're not going to spend 210 on a power supply. So even if we go for the best, we're not going to spend that much. But we probably will want to go to 750 watt. So 160 for the 750 watt there. That's an even smaller one. So if let's say we go with, there's 160 for 850, for 150. So even if we go for the biggest one, it gives us $60 left. So if we add in the 65, that's 125. Let's go to memory. Let's go to 3,200. And 8 gigs right there is 110. So we theoretically could go faster RAM speed. What motherboard does he have? Yeah, it would support it. So I say let's do that instead of that. So, and that gives us $15 to burn. And that should get us the 3D Mark score, because we can... What it allows us to do is it gives us power supply flexibility in order for us to get the performance jacked way up with the GPU tuner. So that's why I'm taking this route. We can jack that performance up nice and high. I've got some upgrades in mind. I'm a bit obsessed with the performance. Does 5592 sound like reasonable for a benchmark score? Like it done in 12 days. I've seen those AIO water coolers on the internet. I want one, and I want MSI parts, no used parts. That's fine. So... the budget is $640. The AIO cooler is going to cost us $60. So let's go in there and grab that for show. $60. Oh, we accept, by the way. All right, and then what else can we change? So this gives us 580 to burn. It's obviously a video card concern here. So let's look for an MSI card. Let's type in MSI, I guess. And we'll look for something in the $580 range, and we should be able to get that number. 555. Okay, so we'll go with the Z. Boom. Minus 555, and that gives us 25 bucks left. Don't need to spend it. 25 bucks is nominal. There's nothing we can upgrade for that this guy has for 25 bucks that I can think of. The popos have found me. No. All right, new build. Build me a PC. I need a new rig. My mate's PC benchmark's at 6511, so I need to do that. I needed 2 days. Let's cool it with an AIO cooler. Heard you guys use these parts. Don't do that. AMD components are meant to be the bomb. So we gotta go with a AMD system. That's fine. We accept. So we can get rid of that. We'll go here. Here. And we have one in storage. So 50, 60, and 60 puts us at 1320. Obviously we got to go with an AMD Ryzen, so let's get to that. His performance not being that high to worry about. It's 6511. This looks like a better processor, and it's just core performance. But we'll double check, because we know a lot of that stuff can sometimes be shenanigans. Yeah, the 1400 is still somewhat better, so... And there's the 1500X, that's also an option as well at 190. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Cooling, they want liquid cooling, yep. So, boom, which is another 60. Mother build. We need dual card, because I like dual card rigs. Even though you don't need the dual card it all the time, but I like them. What can I say? 3200, 8 gig ripjaw, 775 for a graphics card. Now, in all fairness, 6511. I don't think we can technically get that with one card. So 355 and 355 would be 710. I think we're better off doing 2 cards than 1. But I worry that we won't get there. 375 and 375 would be pretty high. I don't know now. This is going to get up to where we would probably be, but the wattage is way too high. For $5 more. Let me see. I don't think so. Yeah, $5 over. The only way to shave that back is to shave off $5 somewhere, which isn't really likely. I don't want to go cheaper on the power supply. It would be a video card downgrade. Now I ponder this concept of going with the 2 cards or not. Or we go with slower memory speed. We could do that. Let's go with like 2800. Yeah, so 90. 795. That should get us there. To that one I wanted to do. And that's one model level lower. So if we do 2 of these, that gets us to $15 left. So I think that's the better buy. I really do. All right. So that's all there, plus the stuff we want to do with the with just selling off a custom build. So, all right, everything is in tow. We'll have it sent upon the motto. Nobody wanted something done today, right? We might start seeing some of that, I believe. So let's. I just want to make sure. All right, good to go, and everybody's got stuff in transit. Power down, power down. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wait, did I buy one of these on accident? No, the deep cool's for the repair. Oh, we have a broken rig too. Nice. We'll take a look at that last. All right, let's get to work here. So this is all... Okay, so this is the build. What was the last thing we had to set up here? Yes. Ooh, broken. Yes. No. Yes. I know we're looking at crappy processors, but if we actually want to build stuff and get it out on the market, we actually got to build it. Yeah, this is the build. Okay, so the build was the first one. Nobody wanted cables or anything stupid, right? Okay. Let's get this build going. Boom. Sell. Cooling. And graphics card. We'll set the RAM speed. Not as high as I was hoping for. Alright, let's put on the two usual suspects that'll make this rather painless. To a degree. In an attempt to get as much performance out of this computer as possible. Alright, youth, sir. And we gotta take this piece of crap out. Alright, you had the 550. So we gotta take this off. Where we're going with dual cards. Or a card. What was this guy? What did he want? 4066. Okay, yeah. So this guy got the video card. The Vidya card. And the cooler. Really? That's why I hate these Antex. Boom. Virus scan. Mark. And GPU tuner. Check for prawn. 7352. Nice. Power down. Now you, sir, had the power supply change and the RAM upgrade. And I believe it was a big upgrade, like we got multiple sticks of RAM to put in here. Interesting how the Trident would fit in there too. Oh, so they're both G-skill, that's why. Power supply... Begin. Set the RAM. Boom. Trying to figure out what I need to put in there. $59.70. Got it. By the power of GPU tuner to save the day. Go so fast. Let's just get this done. Power down. Make it a little high. Let's check out what's wrong with this. Looks like a bad video card. Yep, bad video card. So, what else? What can we put in here? What do we have anything that's a single? Since this is a problem because this is a single rig. I want to see. I don't think we have anything that's technically a single, so we might just want to put something that isn't very good, or something we don't have multiples of. Like I think this 570 could go. 970. We're probably not gonna get more of these. Ew. Ew. God no. Get rid of that. We'll keep it around. No, we'll sell. And if it's worth less than $100, we'll just get rid of it. Because it probably won't perform that well anyway. We could put this guy in here. Well, you know what though? I don't think we're getting any of these coming in soon either. So let's get rid of that too. I'd say the 470 is probably the best one to put in here. Because we're just not going to get anything much better. So let's put the 470 or 570 in there. Because it just ain't that good. These two 390s would couple with each other. So that's, yeah, we'll put this guy in here. What power supply is in here? 650. We'll take that out. And we'll take the power supply out and put in a lesser power supply as well. And any solid states that we can find. I don't see a solid state, so I think we'll be okay. So, power supply. We got a used 400 gig. So we'll put that in. Put in this shitty 570. This computer won't be worth very much, unfortunately, but it'll do. We can jack up some of the power on it, but not a lot. Let's do this. Check this guy. Hey, 4354. Got it. This is why we do it. Ooh, shit, 95 over. How do we get 95 over? Okay, hold on a second. How did I get 95 over? Oh, man, you know why? I know why. Added in a second RAM stick, I guess, and it can't handle that. I mean, we should still score pretty well, but let's take this out. I guess I bought two on accident then. Or the RAMs for something else. And I just bought the same stuff. Okay, we got to retest this one, which is fine. We know it'll pretty much make it, and that we can go a little higher on this if we want to. Let's GPU tune it. Let's get the other case in here. Which one's better case? We know this will take the big old power supply we want to use. Into the BIOS, set the RAM higher than burnt toast so it runs so great and smooth. Oh yeah. Run it. Looks good over there. 45. This is faster. Less hard drive space, but it's faster. We're going for performance, not storage space. Graphics cards. I think these 1070s are the best things we can really put in here. Ooh, technically we put that in there, but let's get rid of the two Zotacs, is what I say. Now memory was tricky. I looked at memory earlier. 16 gigs is what we'd go for, but really the only thing we have that 16 gigs It's 2666 or 2800. Might as well just go with 2800 at 16 gigs. But we do have 2 sticks of Dominator at 2666. We'll just go with the one like that. We bought a cheap processor. And for cooling, I thought we got a free Kraken. Maybe it doesn't fit that head joint. $43.99. That should still be enough. Yep. Excuse me. Oh, it just says it doesn't fit the I guess it doesn't fit the case. Doesn't fit that either. So we'll just go with one of our big ones here. We'll go with red. We do have case fans that we could use. Alright, let's put this back together. Before we start it up, power that down. This one's done. There's no way we could get extra RAM or anything like that in there. Alright, and this one's done. Not a big performer, but we can get some cash out of it. And we get rid of a card we weren't really going to use. So, to me, that's a bonus. Power down. Oh, wait, we're not done yet. Boop, boop. And then power this guy up. Make sure we change the RAM to that. Again, we have another tower. We have no motherboard. But we do have the fixings again for another good, pretty good rig. And we've got these RX 570s. We have a 1070, but we don't have anything to shove it in. We don't have it. Well, let me rephrase. We don't have anything decent, but we also have these two things to get rid of as well. And then I believe they're about the same performance. These are technically better, but it would give us a reason to get rid of these guys. So we might just order some parts to do that as well. Again, cheap, pretty basic cheap parts. 3D Mark Advance. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Since this is the 850 watt, we can go pretty big on the power performance here. Try to get this guy's rig as jacked up as we can. It's 745, so it's not super high because it's as high. It is pretty high, but it's not super high. Let's aim for that and see how that goes. While that's running, we'll go ahead and make a save. That's why we do this, in case there's an error. And somebody's mad about something we put in their computer, in their pewter. Alright, they're all happy. Looks like a build, and one improvement and 3 builds. It looks like. Yeah, 3 builds. Nice. Builds are fun. I love them. Me again fired the intern, but he took the PC with him payment apparently. Since when do we pay interns? Doesn't seem above board, but until legal starts actioning this, we're going to need a stopgap. Could you build us a new PC? I'm trying to persuade the PA into sunsetting her compassionate leave early, and she's going to need a machine to come back to ballpark budget 750. And can you have something red in it? It was her cat's favorite color. It was her cat's favorite color. BR Steve. Yeah, if you're interns, I have a whole beef against internships. I think they should be illegal, or they need to be highly regulated nowadays, and they're not. And I know that sounds weird, but the reason I think they need to be regulated is really that they're full of crap, and it's almost like slave labor. And a lot of the time, you don't learn anything on the job. At most internships I'm aware of in like Hollywood, you don't, unless you're doing like rigging or something, you're not, or you're doing like you're doing like a trade skill, you're not gonna get much out of an internship. So those of you who think you're gonna get a job because you got an internship, think again. All right, I'm sorry, it's just really true, and I've actually had interns work for me, and they're not even musicians, yet they're in the studio being taught by a musician. It's like, well, if you're not, what are you? We're HR people. We're HR interns, and what's your purpose here? To learn how you work, and to learn how to do your job or whatever, or to learn on the job training. It's like, and who's your supervisor? You are. Wait, what? I don't know shit about HR. I'm the worst person to be your HR supervisor. Why is that? I'm a raging asshole. All right, so we're gonna go with we have $580. Now this they don't care about performance, they care about colors. And the tower itself comes with a coloring system, so we don't need to do much really for these guys. What I would say though is we don't want to go too cheap in case there's an upgrade that comes around later. So let's go with Coffee Lake Intel for the time being, because of reasons. Let's go with this guy. Let's go. It's too much money. 170. And let's go to CPU cooling, $10. And then motherboard, we need to find the Coffee Lake ones. And we don't want the mini, so we want this one at 155. Puts us at 245 for memory and graphics card, which isn't a lot of money. So let's go with can we do 8 gigs, 2400? Yeah, we can for $70, you say? Sure. And 175 for a graphics card. Or we go dirt cheap and do like a 2 gig little R9 here. Or these guys are relatively cheap. Can we go up to 4 gig? That would be nice. Yeah, we can. We'll go with the R9 370. Which leaves us with 55, but if we add the 60 back in, it gives us 115 for a P storage device. So 115, huh? 115. I can go with that. I think we will. And then all we have left is $15. Let's buy a fan. Can we afford a $15 fan with RGB goodies? Nope, they're $20 or more. So that's fine. Everything else we can dick around with. So we can get rid of this, even though we're probably going to need it in a minute. But yeah, so that keeps us in the budget. Could you build something for me? Hi, if I don't get a computer system, I'm going to scream. I really want a GPU at 3850 megahertz. I really want the GPU to be at 1060, and I need it 4 days too. I know used parts can be cheaper. I'd like new ones, please. Have you heard of Corsair? They're meant to be pretty good. Our budget's $1450. Corsair parts, huh? Let's look at Corsair really quick. I remember when all they made was RAM. Not to say that they don't, but yeah, I remember when all they made was RAM. Okay, we can get a case, which is relatively standard. So we'll get that for 80. We can go with a power supply. I want to get the 650 watt. So we'll do 90. there. We'll get a hard drive for another 90. Oh wait, did they have a cheaper one? No. So we'll do that for 105. Alright. And then we just build out everything else. So we've got a case, we've got power supply, and we've got a hard drive. So we need to find a processor that's 3900 or more. Okay, these are Skylakes and Cabby Lakes. So I would say just go with the cheapest shitty Skylake, because he doesn't care about, we don't need a performance requirement, we just need what he wants. I know that sounds weird, but it's kind of really all there is. But we could do a little better. Let's go with the quad core here, this Skylake. So minus 175. Then we go to motherboards. We can go to get that Cabby Lake one that works with the Skylakes. So this is another 175 here. And then cooling. I don't think there's a Corsair cooler. So we can just get the cheap of the cheap. And then that leaves us with memory, which I think we bought memory already, didn't we? Did we not? I see the G-Skill, Corsair. No, we didn't. So we need to buy Corsair memory. We have room to play, so let's play. Corsair. This motherboard, I think, maxes out at 3200 or 3800. So these guys max out at 3200, but we could go all the way to, 16 gigs. So, boom. Minus 215. 600 for a graphics card. 600 for the graphics card. Alright, minus 555, minus 555. And that gives us $45 left. We know Corsair makes case fans. Oh, yeah. So, ooh, they're expensive as hell, though, so we need to be careful. We'll just get one. Because that only leaves us with 20 left, so, not going to buy much for $25. For $20, so that would fit this machine for improvement. Build me a PC worthy of Mordor. $1755 is our budget. I'm after a new rig. Can you build me something good for performance? Does 6507 sound like a fair benchmark target? I want 2 GPUs in this build. I know used parts can be cheaper, but I'd like new ones, please. Have you heard of MSI? They're meant to be pretty good. Simple enough. Do we accept these other ones? Yes. Simple enough, because all we need to do is kind of copy some of the building blocks that we've already got here. So we need a case, a power supply. So that's already going to be 60 minus 50. We'll get the... Oops. 60 minus 50. We'll get the $60 hard drive. And we'll get the heatsink right away. Because we don't need to go expensive. So we got a heatsink, that, and that. We need the storage. Which is non-Corsair. Boom. Alright, now we got to break this down. 6507 with dual cards. They're giving us a lot to work with. Let's go with a Ryzen since the other two are Intels. That way it keeps things kind of fresh. And since he's got the budget, we can do that pretty easily here. We'll do this 6-core at 260. And then motherboard. Excuse me. We'll go with this guy. Puts us at 1130. Memory. Let's go with 3200. And we'll just stick with this range for now. Oh, we have one. So that's right. We bought one on accident. So we have memory. Graphics cards. We have $1,000.20 to spend. On a set of graphics cards. So 510 a piece, which I don't think is even a number in here. But we're up in the 500 range. So, oh, there is 510 exactly right here. But he wants MSI, so that's not gonna fly. We could do 2 goldens and maybe upgrade the power supply. Yeah, I think we'll do that actually. And that leaves us with $30. So let's do 1, 2. And if we add back the 60 for the power supply, that gives us $90. Can we do something better for $90? I actually don't think we can. And I see 650s, but I don't see... Yeah, that doesn't give us a lot to work with unless we buckle and down somewhere else. We need 50. What else are we paying on? 60. We can go with a lesser Ryzen processor. Yeah, I think we might have to do that. Well, if we do that, it'll give us a lot more playroom, which makes these 2 cards obsolete. Or we go with slower RAM, which is also an option. This is tough. Or we just go for what we have and just see how it performs. Yeah, we'll go with what we have and see how it performs. Fuck it. We should be fine. Alright, make my PC better. Hey, do you think you could help me make some upgrades? I need this PC to hit at least 4025. I'd like 16 gigs of RAM. I'd like it done in 4 days. It seems a bit Destiny said. You guys use used parts. Don't do that. Look forward to it. Denise. $612. What do you got in here? 3901. So you're almost there. Your power supply is good. Good motherboard. Good processor even. So you need 16 gigs of RAM. I would say dual card this bitch up and add in another stick of RAM. So RX 570. So let's go to Oris RX 570. I think this is the one. Yeah, so we'll just add another one of these. I'm pretty sure this has Crossfire and SLI. And then the Dominator 2400. And it's the 8 gig, right? Yep. And that's really all we probably need to hit that mark. Which means we're saving a lot of money, and I don't feel like doing more work on this than I have to. Alright, and we'll have that delivered upon the morrow. Well, let's accept it. Good, good. This all looks good. Discard that. And yay. Alright, let's buy all these goodies. Oh, you know what? Wait. Wasn't there something else I wanted to buy? Possibly? If we want to get rid of more graphics cards, we could buy a cheap setup rig for these, so we could have 2 of these in, or 2 of the 570s. I think we were going to go with the 2 of these. So let's see, what do we got coming the next day? Delivery of a Ryzen 5 1500. That actually tells us exactly what we're going to buy. And we can go cheaper because these guys are Crossfire, as are those. So we don't need to go high tier. Let's add this. Boom. And the processor's coming in, and so anything else that we need, storage, we're good there. Got memory, got that. I think it's a tower that we might need. Let me check. And we have no spare towers. So those would be the 2 things. Ooh, 90-30, sweet. It's actually a really good score. So what was I saying? So we need a tower as well, which is not a problem. 1895. It went from so little to so much. Let's get it in there. All right, let's get a tower. We'll go with this one. Sweet. All right, so we have everything that we need for upon the morrow. Let's go ahead and buy it now. And yeah, so anyway, this is a really good place for us to stop. Guys, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy, and I just realized I already had a tower to use. Anyway, I'm your host, the RPG Guy. When we come back, we will have some more PC Building Simulator for you. We're going to be doing a rig. We got, I guess, three fresh builds. And we also have a used computer build, which we'll use this tower for instead. I mean, this is a new tower. We could use it for another build later. And we've got an upgrader to do as well. So we've got our work mostly cut out for us coming up in due course, of course. And the like. And we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done somewhat efficiently. But the big ones are going to be these builds here. So 4 builds actually on the next episode, plus a fix here. And yeah, I mean, we're getting there. It's slow moving and whatnot to kind of get to the end game kind of stuff that's coming up, but we are slowly approaching what needs to get done and all of that good stuff. And ooh, $27.70, that's a $3,000 rig right there. But yeah, so we're getting there for the most part, and soon we'll be able to pay off the 10 grand. And then from there, figure out what we want to do next. Is it if we want to do more Timbo buying of the store, if that becomes a requirement, or do we want to focus more on getting a new computer for the workstation? So there's a lot of us things to think about and get ready for. So thank you guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JacktardStudios for some live action gaming. We have a wonderful community there, very heartwarming and weird. We are very odd and bizarre, and feel free to speak your mind. You know, we don't really care too much about what's said in the chat and all that stuff. We just want you guys to have a good time. And I play all kinds of games live, JRPGs, RPGs, strategy games, simulation, all the sky's the limit. We also have a tabletop show on Tuesday night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we also have a which is called the Chairman of the Board show, and then we also have a blind playthrough show featuring Hobo Headcrab. So millennial kid learning some of the retro games, and he's actually liking them a lot. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.